This is a Lego set from 2009, and this is 6-year-old me playing with that same Lego set. Okay, not really, but hey, I can dream. Fast forward to 2025, and Lego sets have gotten extremely advanced. So today, I'm gonna try and upgrade old Lego sets using modern pieces and techniques, and we're gonna see if we can actually make them better, or if the originals are superior. Starting with set number 8694, the Lego Power Miners Command Rig. Surprisingly, I actually didn't have a single Power Miner set when I was a kid, but I always thought they were so cool, and they got these really cool rock monsters in there. Honestly, I think Lego needs to bring back more sets like this, because these are really cool. This is so nostalgic. What year is it? Wow, 2009. This one is really old. But before we can actually upgrade this, we need to put it together. Roll in the Power Miners Titanium Command Rig. For one, you can pull out this little pin right here, and that allows you to fold this guy up and turn it into a moving drill with a functional drill on the inside. Now this thing's not motorized, that's one thing I want to change about this, but as you see, we have a command station at the front here, some pretty cool details on the inside, include some boxes for storage, a little control station with some computers, the working crane. Just rotate this guy around. The crane's actually, honestly, it could be a little bit better. And it even comes with this guy, which is the big rock feature. He has swinging arms, which you can actually throw stuff with if you put it in the top like this. That's just so fun. What happened to Lego sets with play features? These used to be so awesome. But one of the very best features on this is if you look at this gear right here, and if you also look really closely, there's this gear right down here in front of the control station, which means when you fold this guy down and lock it into place, now when you push this thing, those gears interact with each other and it actually works the drill in the front, which is super duper cool. So for a classic Lego set, I gotta give this one a solid 8 out of 10. I noticed just a few things I think we can improve on, and the first of which is the base. I think it lacks a lot of detail down here around the tires. So I'm gonna start by extending the deck and kind of adding some more details around the control station to make it look more like an actual base. So now, as you can see, we have a bit more room to work with. First thing I'm gonna do is extend these over the wheels so that we have more room to walk around. All right, we need this to be 12 studs, which means we can take 2 6s like this and push them across like that to extend it by 6 studs. And then these arms will still hold up our giant tower assembly, which holds the drill. So I'm gonna take the plates we took off of there and put them down here, kind of like this. They kind of build out some more space around the wheels. Alright guys, take a look at what we got. As you can see, I've added some stairs on both sides, which looks pretty cool, and I've extended each level about 6 studs out. So there's a lot more room to actually put stuff. First though, I'm gonna put up some guardrails all the way around the stairs and the lower level, just because I think that'd make for some nice detailing. Alright, let's make sure this all still fits together. And as long as this still folds down, nice, and locks in, we're good to go. And look at how much bigger this is. This looks really, really cool, but it's still lacking some detail. So let's do this. Let's make this side over here the armory where we store our weapons and tools. And on the other side, I want to replace the jail that's typically underneath here. This thing is just kind of lame. It's not the coolest. Plus, why would you need to capture this guy when you got this giant dude running around? So what I'm gonna do is on this side, create an actual tall jail cell, and they'll be able to set this down right here. So we might even have to extend this a little bit more. I think the easiest way to make a cage is to use these pieces and put 2 in each corner. Then we can use some bar clips and make some little bendy joints to go up and create what looks like a strong cage. Now we just continue building up the cage using this technique all the way over the monster, and we can close it up at the top. See guys, look at what a difference this makes. This is the old cage, as you can see, and this is the new and improved cage that can actually hold this guy, which should be able to fit right on the back of our structure, just like this. The next thing I want to do is actually motorize the drill that's supposed to spin on the end of this. We have an axle that goes all the way through the main part of this. And so basically, what we need to do is just snap a motor right up here at the top. This is probably going to be a lot easier than I expected, because if we move this, you can see there's already a little piece there that can hold our motor. All right, check it out, guys. Put a few of these little pins in here, and then this you can snap right on, and check it out. That'll drive that whole thing. Okay, let's see how powerful this is. Now, we have to find a place to put this battery box, but oh, it's gonna work so well. All we gotta do, snap this in like that, lock it in, and watch this. Oh, we broke the thing. We're really close to getting this thing to be able to actually drive, which I didn't expect. Okay, so here's what we have right now. As you can see, this thing is the gear we're trying to drive. When we pull this guy down, those gears kind of interlock there like that. And so when we twist the drill, it's supposed to spin those two little tires and technically make it roll. But the problem is, see how it pushes back and forth, this top axle here. So we kind of need to hold that in place, but it also needs to be able to move out of the way. So I found what works is putting a little ball joint piece right there, and then that holds it if you're going forward, which is fine. If you're driving it backwards, it gets pushed out of the way. So what we need to do is have a little piece that slides across here. And for that, I'm literally just gonna slide on a few of these guys because we already have these pieces in place. And now, this thing should be able to drive. Now, moment of truth, will it drive? Flop this guy up, snap this guy right in place. That is so sick. Our driving feature actually works. That's perfect. I also want to replace these missile launchers up here with some of the newer ones from like 2015. And these ones are actually pretty cool because they can hold 6 rounds. And then to fire them, all you do is just stick an axle in the back and twist it, and it shoots using this little notch. So it's pretty cool. And then the very last thing I'm gonna do for this set is just upgrade the crane in the back, because honestly, it just kind of needs some help. Because we definitely need it to be able to lift this thing up and actually move it over to the platform. So we're gonna have to extend it a little bit. Once we do that, this set will be fully upgraded. And here we have our finished build. I am super happy how this turned out. Let me show you some of my favorite features of this new upgraded version. So to start, we have this giant cage, which honestly is just so much cooler than the little one. Second off, we have our working missile launchers. So these things are pretty posable, and you can actually shoot them like this. You can see up in this corner here, we have the storage section. And then in the middle, I kind of upgraded the control booth just to look a little bit nicer with some more controls and a few more details. If I turn this guy around, we also have our crane, which is fully capable of lifting up this guy here. Check it out. Whoosh. But the best feature of this thing overall is its driving function. So as you can see, we have our battery box right here, and this thing can actually drive. That is so awesome. Tell me this isn't like a dream Lego set as a child. So overall for this set, I think it turned out really, really good. The driving feature makes this a 9 out of 10. I mean, the regular one was cool, but this one is like the next level. Let's upgrade the next one. But before we do that, I want to show you my newest Lego invention. This is Stud Measure, the tape measure for Lego builders that lets you measure and plan your creations with ease. Its flexible two-sided tape can measure in both bricks and studs. Simply snap the Lego compatible end piece down horizontally to measure in studs, or flip the tape over and click it down vertically to measure in bricks. And the best part about Stud Measure is it's retractable. So it's compact, accurate, and designed specifically for brick builders and enthusiasts, making it the ultimate sidekick for your building adventures. So if you want to get one for yourself, go to studmeasure.shop or click the link down in the description. The next set I'm gonna upgrade is the Lego Atlantis Exploration HQ. Fun fact about me, when I was 8 years old, I broke my arm, and my parents got me a Lego Atlantis set, and ever since then, it has been my favorite Lego theme. I am super excited to actually build this thing. As you can see, we have this foldable submarine right here, which is pretty cool. And this thing actually expands and opens up to become an underwater base. So there's a little office in here, we have a laboratory, and you can actually transform it into a submarine if you just disconnect it from the base and snap it together like that. And now you have a submarine. For the rest of the base, it's pretty simple. You just got a little crane for repairs, I guess, on this weird buggy thing. And then this little watchtower so you can look out for the Atlantis guys. Overall, I'd give this set a 9 out of 10. The play features, in and of themselves, pretty great. It's very well detailed. We even have these cool little turrets on the front which can move that are made using little harpoon pieces. And now I finally have the opportunity to redesign one of the earliest sets, see if I can make it better. The first thing I want to do here is upgrade the turrets on the front. And back when the set came out, they didn't actually have really any good missiles, so I'm gonna use the newer ones, which essentially you just load in like this, and these shoot a lot farther than the ones that don't. All right, we can just pop these guys right on here. As you can see, they turn and they launch. Our turrets are looking pretty good on there. Next up, what I want to do is extend the wings on the inside of this guy. So what we have right now is 2 rooms that are pretty basic. It can only fit like 1 minifigure. I'm gonna try and keep it together as much as I can and only take apart what I need to, like this back part of the wall right here. And then we should be able to just build up another Technic section and snap it into this guy. Boom, nice. And then we can take these and snap on our plates that we build on top of those. So we take this, on top of this, snap these on. So now we just have to copy these walls kind of and extend them out this way. The problem is I don't have any more of these little green bubbles, so I'm gonna have to get creative and come up with a cool wall design. As you can see, I've extended both sides here by a factor of 8 studs. Now, when we close it, snap these 2 things together, we are left with a bit of a gap right here, which we need to fill in. So for that, I just built up a couple of these guys, since it's a 4 stud gap, and we just snap these right in there. And luckily, these have just a bit of hinge, so that works pretty easy. Now, we have a completely covered submarine. This thing is looking really, really cool. And it's definitely a lot bigger than it was before. The question now becomes, will it fit on our standstill? Dun-dun-dun. And that actually bounces pretty well, so that's good. So now the next step is to upgrade both interior rooms. On the right side, we're going to have a laboratory, and on the left side, we're gonna put a computer room for research and science and all that fun stuff. And also just extended this little rocket booster out the back here. Nice. This side here is gonna be the laboratory, so I built up this little fridge, also this little microscope with some chemicals, some better chairs here, because theirs were literally just on the floor, and then this cool thing, which is holding an artifact. And then the laboratory is pretty much done. Then for the computer room, we're just gonna go in and add a few little details to make it a bit more interesting. Like these custom-built computers. The map's also kind of cool, but I'm gonna put this on the same kind of disc thing as the other side of the room to make it match. All right, and with that, we have our upgraded computer room. Now, I think the inside of this is looking a lot better. One more thing I wanna add though is a torpedo you can launch from the inside. And so for that, I need to decide what to actually remove from this little area. And honestly, I'm thinking this little desk with the fish is just a little bit weird. So I'm gonna rip that out and then use this piece. Aha, because it's got this nice little button on one side, and the other side is a torpedo. So we can kind of stick that through the green window there, and that'll add a fun play feature. Nice. And now this can be launched from the inside here. Honestly, it's little play features like that that are gonna take these designs from level 5 all the way to level 10. That's what made it cool for me, because I could actually play with it after I built it. So now that we have those 2 rooms done, I wanna move on to the center console and redesign that real quick with a chair and some better controls to make it look a bit cooler. The funny thing is, for this guy right here, we can build up a little floor on top of it like that and snap it back in there, but then I'm gonna put this as the chair and build up a really cool custom one that actually looks like it should be there. This is so much fun redesigning an old Lego set that's like from my childhood, because I feel like this is what I wanted to do when I was a kid. I just didn't really know how to. So now that I have the skill set to be able to do this kind of stuff, it's really cool to be able to actually put those ideas into Lego and then make it work. So we'll put this guy right here. Now we got a little bit of a control station, and we'll snap in our special chair, and then the guy at the front can control it. Boom. There we go. All right, so now that we got our control station finished on the inside of this, that looks pretty cool. We got a little spinny chair. Our submarine is fully upgraded, and we just need to work on the base. And then add a few robot arms to the bottom where the submarine bay is actually going to dock. And once we do that, this guy should be good to go. For our control tower here, I really want to use some green just to build up some kind of pillars and then make it look like it's floating up just a little bit high, because I think that'd make it cool. Using another plate on top like this. Then we can add some brackets to the front for detail and kind of just build it up from there. All right, guys, here we have the final model. This, as you can see, is the Atlantis Explorer Base HQ. Really, I think this is a major improvement to the original. It's got a bunch more play features. For example, missiles that actually launch, and the little torpedo that comes through this window you can launch on the inside. Just load that up in the front there, and boom. And the cool part is you can actually still use this as a submarine. Just fold in these lights and fold down the top part, and this thing closes up, snaps together. I definitely think we fixed a lot about this set. We made it so you can actually angle the propellers on the back. The inside is now fully detailed and makes a little bit more sense, as well as we have more room in there, so there was a lot more we can do. And then for the base here, I added this really cool arm that can hold our little mini submarine, just like that. And our control tower is now a completely different shape. Before it was just literally a flat plate, and now we have this cool structure and some more lights to kind of match the ones on the inside of the submarine. So overall, I think we took this to a 10 out of 10. Well guys, that's it for this video. Huge thanks for watching. Check out one of these 2 videos, pop it up on the screen. And if you want to see me do this again, comment down below with which set. And I'll talk to you in the next Brick Science. See ya!